Good morning, everybody. How are we all today? Okay, so I have discipline. Good morning. Okay, right. I will wait a couple of minutes, and I'm a little bit early actually, and then we'll get started. I'll wait more than a couple of minutes. We'll wait for. Hopefully, Katie will be joining us. Um, right. Okay. Nice blank wall to start with. We're just going to be using it to lean up against to do our roll downs to start with. So if you can find a space. Also, one other thing to have, which would be kind of helpful as well, is a small hand towel to roll that up. And that said, I'm going to go and get one. I'm not sure what that comment's about. 15. Lower quality. Ooh. Okay, sorry, just something's just popped up on my screen. Not really quite sure what that's all about. Okay, but I'm going to, yes, get rid of that. Okay, all right. Hi, Katie. Just waiting for you to pop in. Okay, so this morning we're going to need a blank wall, such as this, just to start our roll downs. And that's all we're going to be needing it for. Don't worry, we're not going to be doing any handstands against it or back bends, not quite yet. And a hand towel as well, just a rolled up hand towel would be really good. And I have just got to dash just to get one of those a minute. So yeah, just a hand towel. This is a slightly larger one than needed, but you know what I mean. Small hand towel, and we're just going to roll it up and leave it like that. Sorry, I'm just getting this. Okay, right. Katie, can you hear me? Okay, is everything okay? Because I keep on getting messages popping up on my screen. Just thumbs up if you're good to go. If it's all coming streaming okay, would be helpful. And I'll just wait. Well, I think I'm going to crack on, and hopefully it'll be all okay. Perfect. Okay, thank you. I'll just ignore that message then. Okay, right. Let's get started. Okay, so we're going to stand up against the wall, and we're going to use it for our roll downs to start with. So take your feet slightly away. We're talking probably just under a foot away from the walls, just so that you're leaning up against it. And make sure your tailbone is connected to the wall. Make sure the back of your head is connected to the wall. And just relax the shoulders down. Really focusing this week on everybody relaxing their shoulders. We're all up here a little bit, aren't we? So just consciously, all the time, add that to your checklist. Relax those shoulders down. And then with the tailbone and the back of the head connected, just notice what you notice. What parts of your body naturally come into contact with the walls, which parts are away from the wall. Generally speaking, everybody's body is obviously different, but generally speaking, you would have that slight little gap in your lower back where we've got that natural curvature, okay? All right, and let's just take a couple of deep breaths in here. Breathe into the back of the ribs. Feel the back of the ribs expand. Feel how that reacts to the wall. Does it fill into the wall? Does it press down a little bit more? And exhaling all of the air out. Feel the abdominals contract a little bit. Okay, one more time. Breathing in. And then exhaling out. Okay, and now what I want you to do is to consciously press that lower back into the wall. Okay, I forgot to say here as well, just soften the knees slightly as well so that they're not locked. Mine keep on looking up, so soften those knees. Breathe in, and then exhale, press that lower back, using your abs to flatten your back against the wall. And we're just going to hold that there. What's that done to the rest of your body? Okay, as it has with mine, has it sent your shoulders back? If it has, that's okay, but let's just try and roll those shoulders, take those shoulders back, back of the head connected, tailbone connected, lower back, breathe in. And exhaling out. Obviously, slightly unnatural position because it's just we're trying to flatten our back in. And this is when we're lying down on our mats, when we go into the roll up position or the roll up prep, this is what we're trying to do. We're using our front of our body to try and make our back of our body do something. So we're using our abs to flatten our lower spine against the mat, or in this case the wall. Okay, we're going to take our arms up above us, okay? This again will be different for everybody because when we take our arms up, what happens to our ribs? Okay, our ribs pop out a little bit. And we want those backs of those ribs connected to the mat, because if our ribs are connected to the mat, then our abs are engaged, okay? And that ultimately is what we're looking for. So if you take your arms all the way to the back, and you can do it, your shoulder allows you to do it, but your ribs pop out, what I would like you to do is just bring your arms forward a little bit, and then consciously sink the ribs back into the wall. Okay, we're going to do roll downs from here. Okay, so we're breathing in, back of the rib cage expands, and then on an exhale, the lower back is still pressed into the mat. We're going to lead with the crown of the head, and we're going to just start to peel the spine away, vertebra by vertebra, from the wall. Okay, the lower back is the last thing to come off. Those knees are still soft. We're pulling up and in through the abdominals, and we're rolling down. Tailbone is still connected, and we're only going to go as far as where we can keep that tailbone connected to the wall. Okay, I think that's about there for me. And then we're going to take a deep breath in. Feel the rib cage, back of the rib cage really expand, and then exhaling, using those abs to curl you back up. This is a really active stretch, and we're going to roll up. These thighs are engaged as well. My thighs are pulling together, and I'm standing into my feet. I'm rolling up. My lower back is going to find the wall. My mid back is going to find the wall, and I'm going to take my arms up and overhead. Let's do that 2 more times. Okay, just reset, pressing the lower back in, breathe in, and exhaling, peel, pulling up through the abs. At what point does your lower back come away from the wall? And we're rolling down. Soften the knees. Breathe in. Exhaling all of the air out. The abdominals contract. You're using your abs to help you stand up, to restack the spine. I'm almost shaking with the concentration. Lower back finds the wall, mid back, upper back, arms go overhead. Can we do one more? Breathing in. And just notice where the sticking points are. Where is it difficult for you? As we go down, and which parts are easier? Breathing in, feel everything inflate, and then exhaling. Stand into those legs. Think about those thighs. Pull them in towards the midline. Use the abs to flatten the spine back onto the wall. Mid-back finds the wall. Upper back and shoulders. And we're all the way to the top. Okay, let's just shake that out a little bit. Okay, so when we get to our roll-up prep, think about those things that we did when we were standing up against the wall. If you say we're standing up against the wall, we'll be lying down on the mat. When we're down into our roll down, our full roll down like this, this is the position that we're in, putting our abs in, even if our knees are bent a little bit, when we're sitting up, okay? All right, shoulders over hips, okay? And that's when we're sitting up, when we eventually nail the full roll up, okay? So we're going to come down to a sitting position. So you can come down without using your hands, brilliant. I cross my right leg over my left leg. I'm going to tilt my camera down a little bit. Right over left, and then sit down. But do come down in whatever is the safest way for you to do so. Okay, we're going to sit tall on our sit bones. Just get it a little bit more perfect. We're going to sit tall on our sit bones. feet flat on the floor, and just sit a little bit taller, like you've got that invisible string pulling you up towards the ceiling. We're going to make sure we've got enough room behind us to roll all the way back. We're going to breathe in, and then exhaling. All I want you to do to start with is just find those lower abdominals and just pull them away from your thighs. So I'm not sinking back, I'm not rolling back, I'm staying on my sit bones. Okay? Staying on my sit, tuck that in, staying on my sit bones so that you can see, and I am just pulling those abs away. So I'm rounding out the lower spine, stretching out the lower spine. The back does respond a little bit, and then I'm sitting tall. 2 more times. Pulling back. Elbows can be wide, you can use your arms, and sitting tall. We're just stretching out that lower back, we're using those abs. And sitting tall. Excellent, okay. If you can take your arms out, take your arms out. If you use the back of your thighs, use the backs of your thighs. Okay, breathe in, and then exhaling, rolling the pelvis underneath you. You're going to roll down. Control, control, control. Lower back finds the floor. Mid back finds the floor. And the upper back finds the floor. Okay. All right. Take your hands, take them into a squash diamond shape. Put them on your pelvis just to make sure we can get into that neutral position where it's nice and flat. So your pubic bone and your hip bones are on that same plane. Okay. All right. Good stuff. Take your arms down by your sides, take a breath in, and then exhale, lengthen out your tailbone as you curl it up and underneath it, using your abs to flatten your spine into the mat and start peeling the tailbone up and off the floor. We're standing into the feet, we're thinking about those inner thighs again, we're thinking about those knees drawing in towards the midline, collarbone is wide. We're pressing the backs of the arms into the mat, and you're coming up into your bridge position. Breathe in at the top and exhaling to roll that spine back down, and then we release that pelvis into that neutral position, and you can check it with your squash diamond to make sure your pelvis is in neutral. 2 more times. Breathing in, exhaling to tilt the pelvis towards you, pressing the lower back into the mat, standing into the feet as you start peeling that spine up section by section and opening out the hips as you push your way peel your way all the way to the top. So it's really important to think about the inner thighs, okay? Because if we lose the inner thighs, we lose the hamstrings. If we lose the hamstrings, we lose the glutes, and we want to work all of those. So we bring the inner thighs in, and we can do that by that big toe, standing into that big toe. Okay, so we're activating those inner thighs. The hamstrings are working hard. The glutes are working hard here. We're going to curl the tailbone underneath, and the abs are working hard too. Okay. And let's not forget the arms. Let's press them into the mat and exhale to roll all the way down. Release it into neutral. 1 more time. Breathing in. Exhaling to tilt, press, roll. Open those hips. Stand into the feet. Go through that checklist. Big toe, thighs, knees, hamstrings, glutes, arms, abs, and exhaling to roll all the way back down and release your pelvis into neutral position. Okay, so let's do 3 spine twists. So take your arms up to the ceiling, take them out to the side, make sure that your arms are in line with your shoulders, squeeze your legs together. We're going to do 1 on the floor. I'm going to come over to the camera first. Everything is stacked. Knees, ankles, feet. Inhale, we're going to take the legs over to the side. We're going to feel that opposition pull of the ribs wrapping around to the right, which means the right shoulder stays beautifully on the floor, and then exhaling, you are using your waist, your side tummy muscles to bring those legs back through center, and we're going to go straight over to the other side. These ribs are wrapping around, I'm really pulling them around, I'm reaching out with my fingertips, opposition, and exhaling, using the obliques to bring you back through center. Keep going with your feet down on the floor if you want to, or if you want to take the legs up to tabletop. We're going to inhale. We're going to take one leg up to tabletop, okay? We're going to exhale. We're going to flatten the spine down. We're going to hold it in our abs, and we're going to take that other leg up to tabletop, okay? Those shins need to be parallel with the floor, okay? Not raised up, okay? And not too far down, okay? We need to, I hope the screen's not lagging too much. It looks a little bit laggy, as my sons would say, okay? Press that lower spine into the mat to hold them up here. The reason they're in parallel is because we want to work those hip flexors, and we want to work on our pelvic lumbar stabilization. So we're going to inhale, we're going to come over to the left, and then exhale, we're going to bring them back through center. Okay, have a little check on the screen, see what your shins are doing. If they've raised up or dropped down, bring them up. If it's too hard to hold them up there today, take them down to the floor. And one more each side. Up and over, so its hip is moving up and over. And then exhaling back through center. And one more. Over and back through center. Okay. If you can still keep your legs up in tabletop and you're okay, keep them up there. If you need to take them down, take them down. We're going to go straight into our chest lift with our legs in tabletop, which is not what we normally do, but we're only going to do, we'll try and do 3, working in 3s. I will keep going so that your legs aren't up there. So again, check that they're in parallel. You're challenging those hip flexors. You're challenging your abs. We're going to press that head into the hands. Think about dragging your armpits down to your waist. You're activating not the back extensor muscles in your back, okay? Keep them involved. We're going to breathe in, and then exhaling, you're going to scoot up. You're going to flatten your belly down. Press that lower back into the mat, as we did on the wall. Breathe in, and exhale, you're going to lengthen back out. 2 more times if we can. If you need to take your legs down, breathe in. Exhale to lift, take your legs down, but remember to take them one leg at a time. Really scoop that belly, flatten it down. Okay, breathe in and exhale to return. One more, inhale. Exhaling, press that lower back down. Press the head into the hands, do not put on the neck. Head goes into hands. Breathe in and exhaling. We're going to come down. Don't collapse those legs down. Take your arms, take them behind your thighs, and then take one leg down. Take the other leg down, and just stretch out those abs. Just briefly, just flare everything back up so that we can sink them back down, and we're going to take those legs and bend them back in again. Okay, so really working those deep lower abs. They'll thank you in the long term. They might not thank you tomorrow or Sunday. Okay, so all right, we are going to come up into our a little bit more of a chest lift, I think. Okay, so we're going to come up into our chest lift, and then we're going to add a little tiny little pelvic curl. So I'm hoping you can see this in the camera, and I'm hoping that my cues guide you properly, because it's very, very small movement. So to start with, that pelvis is in neutral, your tailbone is heavy, okay, your arms are linked, heaviest part of your head, make sure they're not on your neck, really put them into that bowl, okay, and really press that head into the hand. Elbows up, armpits drag down, okay, breathe in. And exhaling, you're going to lift your head, neck and shoulders up, aiming to get your shoulder blades off the mat. You're still in neutral at this point, okay? But you are going to hold it up there, you're going to breathe in, and then exhaling, you're going to press your lower back into the mat, and you're going to think pubic bone to nose. So you're curling your pubic bone up towards your nose. At the same time that you're doing that, you're going to think nose to pubic bone. So we're going to come up a little bit higher, okay? Breathe in. Rotate that pelvis back to neutral, so we're sending it away from us. Hopefully we'll have still kept the height. And then exhaling, you're going to come down. Okay, let's try that 2 more times. Very, very small. Breathe in. Exhaling, lifting the head, neck and shoulders. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, use the abs, flatten the lower spine. You're thinking pubic bone to nose, so curl that pubic bone up towards your nose. And at the same time, you're thinking nose to pubic bone. So you're curling up and making that deeper stretch. Breathe in and send that pelvis away so it's back into neutral. And exhaling, you're coming down. Okay. If we've got one more in us, let's do one more. I appreciate we may not all have, because it's really, really intense. Okay. Breathe in. Set up, drag those armpits down, get that connection in that back. Press the head into the hands, lifting the head, neck and shoulders, and we're looking at the knees, okay? Our pelvis is in neutral at this point, so just have to realign myself a little bit. We're going to inhale, exhale, flattening the lower spine and pubic bone to nose, and then curl up, nose to pubic bone. Breathe in. Send that tailbone away from you, lengthen it so the pelvis goes back into neutral. Breathe in and exhaling, you're coming back down to the floor. My word, okay, I don't know about anybody else, but that's working my abs really, really hard. Okay, it's amazing what really small movements can do. Okay, again, stretch out, flare those ribs out. Always good to flare the ribs out, just to give the abs a little bit of a break there. And also so that you know that this position is not what we want to do. So this is flared, and then we sink the back of the ribs down, and the abs are connected. Okay, so we'll come back to this position shortly. I'd just like to do one more little bit on the chest lift and the rotation, if you can. Okay. So we're going to come back up into our chest lift, okay? Think about the neck curve, think about pressing the head into the hands, and we're going to do some rotations, okay? Again, we've worked on the lower abs, let's work on the obliques as well, okay? So take a deep breath in, all the same rules apply, so drag those armpits down towards your waist, elbows just in your vision. Your pelvis is neutral at the moment. We're taking a deep breath in. We're exhaling as we come up into our chest lift. We're going to scoop in the shoulders, so really feel like you're dragging those armpits down. And we're going to inhale, and then exhale. We're going to come up and over very, very slightly. We're going to come back through center. We're going to go up and over, looking to the outside edge of the opposite knee, back through center. If you need to come down for a rest, come down for a rest, and then come up for one more set. If you can keep going for 3, press the head into the hands, up and over, one more time, just to make it balanced, back through center, breathing in, and then exhaling, we're coming back down, okay? Stretch the legs out. I hope that was okay. I know it's rather intense, are going. But this is what we're building up to. So we can take hold of your rolled up towel, okay? And we're going to do a bit of the roll up prep, okay? So the towel is used, we're placing it down in between our lower back, and it's used just to give us a little bit of feedback really, and just to press into, and it might allow you to come up one more vertebra. It might not, you might not need it at all, but it's just good, just as a little tool, as a little guide, and some people really, really like it. So push it into your lower, or place it underneath your lower back, okay? And we're going to lie down and we're going to stretch out. So here we are in our standing position where we started, but lying down on the mat, okay? So let's just become aware of how our body feels. Let's start from the toes. Let's have them nice and pointed, because that's pretty. And we're going to have those legs together. The legs, the thighs, you're going to use those. You're going to squeeze them together. Okay, they are active. They're not just lying out and just hanging out there. They are active. Okay. Our pelvis to start with is in a neutral position, and your back is in that neutral position. You've got your towel underneath. Okay, we're going to take our arms up and overhead. Notice what this does to your ribs. Have your ribs flared out. Can you sink them down and still have your arms behind you? If not, raise your arms up a little bit more. Palms are facing into each other, okay? So we're going to breathe in, and we're going to lift our hands up towards the ceiling, okay? We're keeping breathing in here. When we see our fingertips, we're going to start lifting our head, neck and shoulders. This is the same in-breath, and our arms come parallel to the mat, okay? At this point, we are going to breathe in again, and then exhale. You're going to press the lower back into the towel and lift up one more vertebra. Excellent. Breathe in, and then return the arms to the floor. Okay, I might have got the breathing a little bit wrong there. Let's go again. We're breathing in as our fingers come up to the ceiling. We're going to keep on peeling up. Arms come parallel to the floor. We're now going to exhale. We're going to sink those lower abs down, flattening the back, keeping the shoulder collarbone wide, and lift up one more vertebra. And then we're going to take our arms behind. Okay, how are we going with the towel as feedback? I quite like it. Okay, let's do one more. Inhale. Keep going. Exhale, sink and lift up if you can. Sink that belly down, and then exhaling to return. So we can either carry on, and I appreciate this is a hard one, we can carry on doing that roll-up prep, because that's what's going to get us up. And sitting up from a lying position is functional. You know, we do it getting out of bed in the morning. That said, I do appreciate we don't do it in this way, but it's building strength in your core and in your abs to help you sit up. So if you would like to keep on going and see if you can lift up maybe one, maybe two more vertebrae, or maybe all the way up, let's go for that. What I am asking you to do is no throwing forward, so it's no momentum, okay? We are just doing this with our abdominals, okay? And if we can't do it today, we might do it next week, we might do it the week after, okay? Please don't throw yourself forward, because you will hurt your neck doing it, okay? So let's see how we can go. Inhale. And exhale, sink the belly down. Sink the lower back down. If you can come back up, see how much you can. And you're thinking about dragging your abs back, keeping that C curve as we come up to our sitting position. Okay, how far did you go? If you came all the way up, well done. If you came up and a little bit more, and that was excellent for you, brilliant. Okay, everybody is different, and let's go back down. And take our arms over our head. Okay, I think that's good stuff. building blocks to build on. There's lots of other exercises that we can do that will build up to that point, which gets us up a little bit higher. But we will leave it there for now because I appreciate that was quite a lot for the abs. So well done. So let's come over. Let's just do a bit of a back extension just to finish. And yeah. So lying down on our tummies. I'm just going to raise my head that little bit higher just so that I can talk and you can hear me. But if you are able to do so without looking at the screen, if you can rest your head down on your arms or your fingertips or your fingers, which are folded on top of each other. So as ever, we're thinking about the setup, okay? So press your hands down. Feel like you're dragging your elbows away from each other, okay? Press your pubic bone down into the mat and lengthen out that tailbone so it's going in underneath or feeling like you're tucking it underneath your legs, okay? That will lift up your abdominals, that will neutralise your lower spine and protect your lower spine. Your neck, let's neutralise that. Let's have a slight tuck of the chin, back of the head, up to the ceiling, but we're kind of keeping our forehead up, all right? We're just going to come into our basic back extension prep, and you should feel this in your mid to upper back, so just kind of above, around about here, just above, where's your bra strap normally, sort of above your bra strap. Think about dragging your shoulder blades down your back. That immediately should activate your upper to mid back, okay? And what we're going to do, again, tiny movement. We're going to inhale, and as we inhale, we're going to press into our forearms, and we're just going to send and reach our breastbone forward. We're lengthening out that lower spine, that tailbone, and we're really, I've probably come up a little bit high there. We're aiming to keep that lower rib connected to the mat, so it's a tiny movement. Drag the shoulder blades down your back, and then exhale, you're coming down to a hover. Let's go 2 more times. Inhaling, pressing into the forearms, long low extension, reaching forward with our breastbone, we're lengthening back with our tailbone, dragging those shoulder blades down our back, and exhaling down to a hover. 1 more like that. Inhaling, press down, reach forward, lengthen back, drag the shoulder blades down, and exhaling down to a hover. So we can either carry on doing 2 more like that, or we can circle our arms around, taking our palms into our thighs. Okay, things might have collapsed a little bit down here, so go through that checklist. Lengthen out the tailbone, pressing the pubic bone down, lifting up through the abs, neutralising. So lengthen. Arms are active, palms are squeezing into our thighs, shoulders are wide, we're dragging those shoulder blades down our back, legs are together if we can. Okay, we're going to inhale, reaching and shooting that breastbone forward. Keep that chin slightly tucked, forehead up, and lengthening the tailbone and exhaling back down. And what you've got to think is you're an arrow coming out of a bow. Okay, long, low extension. Reaching forward, press those palms to the hands. In, tailbone is lengthening back. Have your abs collapsed. And exhaling as you come back down. Take your hands by your side. Push your bottom back over your heels. Back into the rest position, whichever is comfortable for you. I'm favouring my legs wide at the moment, but equally legs together is good. High kneeling and reaching that little bit forward, whatever is a good recovery for you. And let's just breathe in. Feel the backs of your ribcage expand, and exhaling. Rolling back up. I know I've gone over. Let's just finish with 1 roll down against the wall just as we started. So let's take ourselves up. Do like to book in, check in with the spine, how it's feeling. So stand against the wall. legs just a little bit further away, tailbone connected, standing tall, crown of your head reaching up, okay, back of your head pressed against. See if you can get your lower back against the wall. Breathe in, and then exhale, peel the spine, vertebra by vertebra. We did have our arms up, I did have my arms up, and rolling, peeling, 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 keeping, pressing that lower back into the wall until that last possible moment. Your abs are helping, your knees are softened. Keep that tailbone connected. Breathe in. And exhale, use those abs. Don't forget about the thighs. Stand into the feet. Start opening the collarbone so that when we arrive and our spine is restacked, our shoulders are really, really wide. And we're standing tall. And circle your arms around. Press them in together. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Have a really good day. I'm going to think of another prop or a prop to use next week, and then the week after, I think just before half term, I think we'll have a fun session. So yeah, enjoy. See you later, everybody. Bye.